Sometimes it's hard to hold yourself accountable when you're not keeping track of things. So you think you're doing great, but really you're falling short. Or maybe the opposite way around. You think you're not doing good enough, but the reps say
Different.
you can't allow the noise of people loving you, nor the noise of people hating you or criticizing you to cloud the dream, to cloud the vision, to cloud your momentum.
All right, so last episode we talked about our winter arc, okay? We talked about our winter arc beyond the trend. We talked about so many different things, right? We talked about our why, reflecting with compassion, seeing where we've been holding ourselves back. We talked about how. How are we going to do this? We're going to set what? We're going to set goals. We're going to set, come on, say it with me, routines. We're going to, I'm acting like I can hear y'all. We're going to set routines. We're going to set, come on, move the needle goals, and we're going to set deadlines. And those move the needle goals are actually what? MQ goals. We talked about our sim. With our sim, guess what? They don't move until you place it in the queue. So we have in the queue goals, right? We're talking about getting over our fear of being seen trying, seen moving with boldness. We said we were gonna have some audacity in our life, the audacity to actually live the life we want and become living proof for the life of our dreams and of a loving God, right? We talked about a lot. But I want to give you some tips for this. Tips for your winter arc. These aren't your traditional tips of no phone by 10, no social media by 10 a.m., no sugars, no like that. You can set those for yourself, okay? But these are going to be some tips to help you with your winter arc, no matter what the goal is, no matter what your specific dream is, no matter what living proof looks like for you. Number one, we are going to write out a worst case scenario list. I know, crazy, right? But a lot of us are paralyzed by fear of what if that never even happened. And I heard my pastor say once, fear and faith come from the same muscle. They're both coming from anticipating something you cannot see right now, the anticipation of the unknown. So at that point, which one is stronger, fear or faith? And it's always stuck with me because like I'm like, oh, what you mean? But yeah, fear and faith come from the same muscle. If you are scared to start YouTube because you think someone's gonna laugh at you, or you think you're gonna flop, or whatever case you may be, you haven't even started yet, and you're anticipating those things. If you start YouTube and you believe that you're gonna grow a family and a community and actually bring change into people's life, that hasn't happened yet, but you are anticipating it. So we're gonna write a what if list, and we're gonna write two lists. We're gonna do a pro and con list of staying the same. What are the pros of your situation right now? What are the cons if you stay here without ever trying that thing, without ever pursuing that new career, without ever pursuing that new hobby, pursuing that job, pursuing that entrepreneurship role, that business, whatever the case may be. Let's write out a pro and con list. And if your pros outweigh your con, then shut the episode down and you've done it. But if your cons are not something you want to live with for the rest of your life, maybe even for like the next 3 months in your winter arc, then you know something has to change. Your second list is going to be your what if, worst case scenario list. Because a lot of times don't we don't ever think about the difference between a catastrophic risk versus a manageable risk. Starting YouTube is not a catastrophic risk. It's manageable. Now, it might feel catastrophic because you're putting yourself out there, you're getting over your fear to be seen, but worst case scenario is what? You get one view. You can only go up from there. Right? And think about it. Let's use YouTube for a channel for a channel. Let's use YouTube for example. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there. And you post your first video and get one view already, you're on the right track. That's just me, but that's also the mindset that I have. Because when I started my YouTube, I got one view on the first day and I was like, I wasn't expecting to get any for like the first week. I thought the algorithm had to find me or something. I came back and had 13. I said, oh my goodness, I'm on my way up, right? But it's the mindset, because someone else could be like, oh my God, I only got 13 views. Okay. That's more than you would have had if you never started. That's 13 people's lives that you could have changed, or at least plant a seed inside of. And that at that point, you have to wonder, what is your reason why? I'm not gonna get too much into it, but you have to wonder, what is your reason why? Are you driven by self-validation or to help others? That's another thing in itself. Our second tip is going to be create space for your audacity. Create space for your authenticity. I'm not disregarding the fact that sometimes posting consistently on your Instagram that your family and your friends, everyone that you knew, have known every version of you, seeing older versions of you. I'm not saying that's not scary.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver me.
Right? But what I am saying is that's not an excuse to hold you back. That's not a valid hurdle to stop in your tracks. I will say that. There are ways around it. You can, I want to say ways around. There's ways to go through it without just doing it, just posting there, right? Why do I say that? One, you could be the person that just posts on that channel and say, bump it, I'm gonna do me, these people don't pay my bills, like that, like that, right? That's great. I love that. My best friend is like that. I am not. I created a separate page where I could have space to still be my authentic self, to still be consistent, right? Because we have to build those reps. What's more important, the reps or what people think about us? So I created a space where I could grow an authentic family to what I was talking about, to what I am posting about. So create that space for you. Maybe posting on that main page is too much for you. Maybe it's not. You have to figure it out. But if it's too much, that doesn't mean we sit down and we stop trying. You're not Deku when he trips over a rock. I'll insert the video here. And just a little backstory, Deku from My Hero, he's all hyped up. He's going to be a superhero. He got into the school. Yeah, I'm on top. I'm a winner. I'm going to be the greatest hero of all time. This man tripped on a pebble. And as he's falling, he goes, oh, I'm a failure. I knew this was going to happen.
And I'm not gonna let anyone get in my way! I'm a failure. After all that hard work. I'm sorry, All Might. I'm sorry, Mom. God, I've been falling for a long time.
No. The pebble of posting in front of people who might resonate with an older version of yourself, people who might question what you're doing, is not enough to have you fall and not get back up. So create space somewhere else. If it's a YouTube channel, for me, my YouTube channel, I had it up for a couple days before telling people, because I wanted those reps, for a couple weeks, because I just wanted those reps. And I built that momentum. So now that people know about it, whatever you have to say, my bowling ball is already rolling. It's a force to be reckoned with, and it's not going to stop me. So create that space. 3, automate your life and remove the friction. It might sound boring. At first, I thought thinking of automating my life sounds so boring, but it has helped me in tremendous ways. Automating your life can come from small things and big things. My gym clothes are laid out in the morning, so I don't have to go through the hassle of trying to find an outfit. This is laid out for me. I'm so serious. My wig is laid. My wig is always on my bathroom door hook, so I don't have to go through the hassle of trying to find it around the house. Yes, I'm that person. Like, take it off and throw it somewhere, right? It's I'm laughing because I'm so serious. Like my friend came to my house and she was like, girl, your wig scared me on the door. Good. She's right. She's in place, right?
Oh my gosh! She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!
My pajamas are laid out so I don't have to go through the hassle of this, that, and the other, right? And I automate my life in other ways. My water bottle is filled up at night so I don't have to try and fill it up last minute before I clock in, which I will try to do. I automate my life. My equipment, which is my laptop, this stand, this mic, and the light, is set up the night before so I don't have to try and scramble and do it and cut into my daily devotion time and reading my chapter a day of the Bible because I need to set up. My Bible is always in the same place because I read my chapter a day at the same place in the living room on the floor. It is always right there with a pen, a pencil, a highlighter. There's no need to look for it. My devotion is right there on my nightstand when I wake up. There's no question. There's no looking. I create less friction in my life so that I can stay consistent in the routines that I have in place. My gym bag, even though it's inconvenient sometimes, my gym bag is by the front door the days I go to the gym. I don't want to get sidetracked, start looking forward and think about how it's cold outside and I don't want to go. That I can't. You have to automate your life. Whatever the case may be, put systems in place. It's like little cheat sheets. Help yourself out. Meal prep is automating your life. That is something I probably need to do but that's fine. That's fine. Because it's not so much of me not meal prepping is not stopping me from eating or doing things like that. It just would make it a little bit easier. It would, be honest. The days I realize I meal prep or I know there's leftovers already, it cuts out almost an hour of cooking, prep, trying to figure out what I want to eat, more time to do what I need to, right? So you want to create less friction in your life. Number 4, use quantitative proof. We talked about this. We're going to talk about it a little more. Quantitative proof. We're going to track our physical progress. If it's the gym, this, that, and the other. Splits, I say this because I'm an aerialist. I'm trying to get both my splits. But splits, I'm using quantitative proof. My quantitative proof for splits is filming my stretching videos so that I know where I'm at. Okay, I'm here. Okay, great. Oh, I'm a little bit further down. But I filmed the whole session because I'm like, that's helping a little bit more than this mobility drill. This is helping a little more than this. Okay, active stretching is giving me more progress than passive stretching, right? Physical, what was I going to say? I just blanked. Physical progress, track it. Maybe it's your steps that you walked today. Maybe it's what you ate today. Maybe it's how much you slept. Track it. There's apps for it. I'm a journal girl. I have 15,000 journals. I know my fiance's sick of it. I asked him to bring my journal today, and he brought me my light brown one, but I needed my dark brown one, and he just looked at me like, but that's neither here or there. That's his business, okay? Spiritual milestones. That's important. Track how many, me, I'm on a streak of not missing. I'm on day, I want to make sure I say the right day. It's written down. Day 45 of reading my Bible a chapter a day, every day. My devotion, I don't think of it as tracking, but I can still track it in a sense because I write the date every morning. So I notice I miss Saturday for devotion, not reading a chapter a day, but I missed Saturday for devotion. And I was like, it says this day. We got dates jump. My dates jump. What's going on? Keeping track. What was I doing on Saturday that was so important for me to miss devotion? Nothing. Okay. But still, keeping that track holds me accountable, holds you accountable. And sometimes it's hard to hold yourself accountable when you're not keeping track of things. So you think you're doing great, but really you're falling short. Or maybe the opposite way around. You think you're not doing good enough, but the reps say different. The numbers don't lie. They don't. And record your emotional wins. Journaling. That's a way of tracking progress too. Oh my goodness. I went through my journal from 2023. Boy, I was going through it. It was I could literally see the tear stains. But that's neither here or there because a lot of the journal entries that I was writing about, and it was a lot. I was like, wow, God has brought me through that. God has transformed my life. Well, I'm not going through that anymore. It's a completely different story. So looking at that progress, because
from 2023 to 2024, one could be like, the years are the same. 2023 was not as good, but 24 is, yeah, it's okay. Da, 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 da. It's not okay. I got engaged. I went to Japan. Like, I got a puppy. 2024, chef's kiss. We love it. YouTube. I started YouTube. I'm growing with God. It's great, right? But someone could say like, the years are the same. But then you look at your emotional tracking, your journals, you're like, oh, 2023, I was going through it. And now 2024, like the first 5 journal entries I was crying about, I'm living in the blessing of it. I'm living the testimony of it. So track it. Have that quantitative proof because it keeps you going. I gave you the example of my living proof jars. Small and big, we count all wins. And we also hold ourselves accountable. Next, we want to clarify your why. This is the last one. Clarify your why, your North Star. You ever see the movies where like the person might have the pendant with the family and be like, anytime I'm going through it, yeah, I just look right here and I know that's going to keep me going. Did I sell the part? Right? You need that North Star. You need that why to keep you going. All right? And this is something when I say you need to get into your word with God so he can show you your purpose and everything like that. But when days you don't feel like it, your why gives you that right? That why says, yeah. For me, I love movement. I love holistic wellness. So I love spiritual, mental, and physical wellness. Like, that's just me. I just want it to be the best version of myself in those 3 ways. I want to be physically fit. I want to be mentally fit. I want to be, which one did I say? Spiritually fit, mentally fit, physically fit. There we go. Right? I want to be these things. So even in the slightest bit, very rare, but when I'm like, it's usually that time of the month, but when I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel like going to aerial practice today, it doesn't resonate to not do that. It doesn't resonate to not move my body. It doesn't resonate anymore to not open my Bible and read a chapter a day because I know my goal is to be spiritually fit. Have my armor of God. God gave us a spirit of what? Love, power, and sound mind. To always have this book of facts, big book of truths in my heart of who I am with God. To always know that I am moving my body and moving in ways that is intentional and keeping me healthy. It's not to have a dump truck anymore. It's not to be the thickest in the room anymore. It's to be able to move with intention. I like the fact that my mobility work allows me to lift my hand over my head to reach the top shelf. I still need a step stool, but that's not the point here. But also reach my hand over hand for aerial to do a flamingo grip and get me into the next move. It helps me with both functional and athletic abilities. Mentally fit. I love that I can go against trials and tribulations and not succumb to the circumstance or let my mind succumb to the circumstance. That is my why. That is why I help people, because I realize that is a triple threat. And being those things, Chef Kips, nobody can tell you nothing, right? You're resilient, you're powerful, you're loving, you're kind, you're compassionate. You are the fruits of the Spirit. That's on my prayer board up here. The little stickies are fruits of the Spirit, right? So have your why, have your North Star, because every now and then the grind, the going gets tough, whatever you want to call it, it gets a little hazy. But it's like driving in rain with, like the hazy rain, but your windshield wiper is always going to be the North Star, that thing that's keeping you going, the thing that brings clarity when you're like, it's getting too much, I need to pull over and stop. And I want to wrap this up talking about one of my favorite things, anime. We'll talk about One Piece. One Piece is the great show.
Nick Watt, ABC News.
But no, seriously, when we look at the Straw Hat crew, all of them can quit at their trials or tribulations. All of them can quit when they're down. But they all have some type of goal. Individual goals too, which is, I love it. That keeps them going. Luffy wants to be king of the pirates. That means nothing's going to stop him from that. There are very big trials and tribulations. Nothing's going to stop that.
Zoro wants to be the greatest swordsman alive. He says, until my name reaches the sky as the greatest swordsman, I will not stop. His North Star. Nami wants to be the world's greatest navigator. Sanji wants to, all these people, right? They have these goals. They have these things that keep them going. And trust me, the battles that they go through, whew, whew. But there have been so many times when they're on the ground, they're almost on the brink of passing out, and then their head was replaying in their mind as their goal, their dream.
I'll be king of the pirates! Well, I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Tell us what you're gonna be. I dare you. Say it to our faces.
And I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Right? And that has to be you. No, you're not getting beat up by a pirate and you're not getting stumped out and all this other great stuff. But you might feel like it sometimes, right? But when you're there, I'm going to be king of the pirates. I'm going to be the greatest swordsman. I'm going to be this. Naruto, bless his little heart. By the way, this is Zoro. Naruto grew up with his entire village not liking him, being ostracized by his village, hearing parents tell their children, don't hang out with him, we don't like him, you don't hang out with him, he's troublesome. He grew up without parents. He grew up as the mischief of the village. He grew up being told he would never amount to anything, and his response was always, I'm going to be Hokage. Hokage is like president of the village, in case you don't know. I'm going to be Hokage. I don't care what you say. There have been several thousand times when Naruto goes, shut up. It doesn't matter what you say because I know my dream. It's my ninja way. I'm going to be Hokage. And then even when he's older and Shippuden and people start, I'm getting in my feelings. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Calm down. When people start, oh, Naruto's the hero because he done saved y'all village a couple times. Naruto. He didn't allow the noise of people loving him nor the noise of people hating him to ever cloud the vision of him being Hokage. And that is another thing. You're feared of being seen. Maybe you only want people to love you. You can't allow the noise of people loving you nor the noise of people hating you or criticizing you to cloud the dream, to cloud the vision, to cloud your momentum, to keep going. So what do you take away from this episode? To watch anime. Sorry. But really, though, we are taking away from this episode the tips to be consistent, the tips to be successful in your winter arc this year. That's what we're taking away from this episode. As always, guys, I pray one thing resonates with you: to watch anime. But seriously though, take these tips and I want you to actually apply them into your life to help you build that momentum, to build the foundation of your living proof, to actually begin your journey of consistency in the right place and to move with the season. We talked about these things in the last episode. All right, guys, until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will catch you next time on Let It Resonate.